What's going on, guys? My name is Griffin, and welcome to episode 20 of my 1.16 survival Let's Play. Last episode, we spent some time trading in a snowy village to finally get mending for our elytra and other gear. We had a good bit of fun flying around, and now we're in a swamp biome about 1,500 blocks from spawn, beginning our next series of build projects. Okay, so just a little bit into my thought process for the direction for this entire build, I'm seeing a cave that's kind of set inside of a cove that wraps around it. I want it to look and feel as though you are meant to enter this area by boat. So there's not going to be like a traditional walk-in point for the entrance. It's going to be all water, possibly with a dock on the inside of the cave that I'm going to hollow out. Now, if I look around the side here, get a little zoom up. Okay, the shape of this entire rock formation tells me I'm not going to have a lot of space to work with on the right side. And if we get a little bit higher up. So it looks like the cave is going to have to bend in and left, almost kind of like an L shape. It's going to need a curve around with the edge of the mountain like that. I'm envisioning a very eclectic blend of wood and leaf types kind of surrounding the entrance of this cave. I want to create a canopy of, using log blocks, kind of a canopy of really, really dense, thick, swampy kind of vines with a feel that's similar to one of those like, I don't know what it's called. I think I saw it called like the Tunnel of Love in Japan or something like that. I'm not even sure if that's the right location, but it's this famous photograph of this long stretch of, I think, man-made garden work where you are surrounded on all sides by plant life. Starting to get a little dark. I'm not against taking a little bit of a break to do some exploring. Oh, hey there. No, not today. Not today. It's like the wolves are doing my dirty work here. One dream for this biome would be to find a slime chunk. I have a good amount of cool redstone ideas, and obviously we need sticky pistons to make that happen. Oh, double baby zombie. Twins. I don't want kids right now. I need y'all to go. There we go. This is pretty sweet. Little pumpkin patch under this tree. We can definitely steal one. Maybe two. Get this little pumpkin farm going in our new build zone. That'd be kind of cool. I spy with my little eye a little slime. Get out of here. You're not what I'm here for. Just one of you? Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. Dun. Dun. Ah! Excuse me, I'm trying to be suspenseful with this creeper over here. I need you to shut up. Oh, see, you ruined everything. Whoa, that's kind of a weird. The swamp has kind of like a weird purple underglow in the water at night. That is spooky, man. Okay, we've got one iron ingot. I probably should have brought more resources from our other main bases before starting this build, but sometimes that's just kind of the fun of starting something completely new. You have to wing it a little bit. We need to get our hands on at least one other iron ingot so that we can get a pair of shears, because I really feel like the leaves are going to make the entrance of this swamp cave build. Oh. Ah, no. So early in the morning? Zero chill from these mobs today. Honestly, my hopes are too high. I'm kind of hoping I could find iron ore just exposed, but I forget that doesn't really happen as much anymore. I'm going to have to go digging, or I'll have to go back to the base. Okay, so I think for the sake of this build going a little smoother on the front end, I'll wait it out another night, kill every mob in sight so that the experience can repair my elytra, and then come back with a little more resources to start. Be right back, guys. right, after a little bit of resource gathering and kind of organizing some things into shulker boxes, we are back in the swamp. Now, as you can see in front of the beginning of our cave build, I've kind of traced some outlines with leaf blocks just to kind of give myself an idea of where the different biomes begin and end. This little cave happens to be situated right in between a birch forest biome and the swamp biome itself. Some people might say that's cheating myself out of having to work just within the ugly pale green color palette of the swamp. I actually am not really off put by this. I think it'll be really interesting to kind of see with the particular kind of canopy design that I have in mind. I think it'll be really interesting to see those different colors and textures begin to blend together, especially with all of the different leaf types and wood types that I plan on using. But just so that we're not working through the night, we'll have a nap and then we'll talk through what I'm thinking. So right now, I think I'm going to work on getting the dirt cove level on both sides. That horn over on that side is just a little bit lower than this one, so we'll even that out. And then from there, I want to start kind of plotting where the large branch, thick swamp vine design is going to begin. It's kind of hard to describe this with words, but basically I'm envisioning large branches curving out from either side of this cove and then connecting in the center. And then just a whole bunch of leaf blocks and vines and different organics kind of rounding the whole thing together before you get into the cave build itself. So just to lay everything out and give you guys a little bit of an idea of what I'm working with, we've got a bunch of cobbled dirt and some oak leaves and some oak logs, an empty shulker box, which, I guess we don't need to have that one out. We've got some more stone, some more andesite, more oak. And then in this one, I've got a little bit of spruce and some spruce leaves. And then from the terrain up here, I can gather some birch leaves to kind of blend everything together. So first we'll start with leveling out the left side of our cove and then kind of plot where we think the extra thick swamp branches are going to look best. Gosh, it is so unbelievably hard to swim with Elytra on. Okay, I think, we need to kind of raise this up by about 2 more, and then we can begin plotting our branches. Let's get a bird's eye view really quick. We can even it out a little bit more on the right, but that is beginning to look like a decent base for what I have in mind. So I'm feeling pretty good about the rough outline of our, swamp branch / vine overhang. Something for all of you to bear in mind as you're watching this. You're literally watching a Minecraft builder that improvise in real time. Sometimes I'll start with an idea in my head and then it'll change along the way. This isn't a channel where I'm doing the same cookie cutter build that I've maybe done in creative, hundreds of times. I've seen plenty of YouTubers do that. Also not trying to deliver, the typical Minecraft survival bases. My goal with this Let's Play really is to try to stretch my own creative boundaries. Like, I've never built anything like this. I don't have a roadmap for it. I'm really tweaking it as I go. I also know that at the beginning of this build, I mentioned wanting to have a blend of different leaf types. Well, here we've got our spruce, oak, and birch leaves. Of the 3, to me, the spruce, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It doesn't really blend with the others. These 2, I feel like, could be reasonably interwoven with one another to create a palette that is both pleasing and not overly distracting. I still want this to feel natural. I want it to feel like something that you can reasonably discover while you're adventuring in a fantasy world. So I think I'm going to start by rounding out the top of this canopy with leaves around the edges. So I'm not going to fill it in from side to side to start. I'm going to begin by making rings of leaves around the holes that I've created and just see how that feels. And I felt like the oak leaves fit best for kind of the main palette if I'm really trying to go for that tunnel of love feel. And then I'll stick to using birch leaves to kind of create vines from underneath and have those blend somewhere in the middle. Again, a lot of this is improv. I've never built anything like this, and that's really how pretty much every video in this series is going to feel. See, and I even kind of dig the way the colors transition from left to right. It makes us feel a little more organic and a little less overly planned. Whoa, really bright sunlight. Okay, I'm starting to really dig that. At least on the right side. The right side feels really good. I think I want to add a little more foliage here on the left to round it out. Okay, that's starting to look pretty freaking good. I like that a lot. Let's get a little bit of a view from further back. Nice. Now, obviously, this color transition, to me, it feels a little bit abrupt. So I think I'm going to cover a little more of this corner with some of the logs in the front to kind of even it out, and then begin blending our birch leaves from the bottom up, and then have some hanging down as well. And we'll see what other kind of foliage we can add to really kind of spice this up. And whenever you're in doubt for how to make a block placement feel natural or organic, just be in a hurry. Like, literally don't think about it too much. Think about moving fast and fixing things later. Some people might disagree with that, but I mean, it works for me. Now that I'm starting to add in these birch leaves, everything, to me, it's starting to come together a little bit better. Okay, overall, this is starting to smooth out a lot more. I think I want to add some pops of light, kind of like in between the different leaf blocks, probably with glowstone or shroom lights. So I'm going to go fetch some of those, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back from a little nether resource gathering. Let's take out the zombies that look like they want to hang out by my bed. I don't want you here. We should probably light this area up. Do I have anything to light this area up? Oh, okay. Do have a few torches. Some safety measures there. Okay, we're back from the nether, and we've collected a good amount of warp blocks, some glowstone, some shroom lights, some warped nylium, some mushrooms, just the general foliage that you can find in the warped forest in the nether. I feel like that teal, it could offer some really interesting opportunities for accent colors deeper in the cave, and possibly around this front entrance. I don't want to get ahead of myself too much. I kind of want to see how this plays out first. For now, though, I want to strategically place shroom lights sort of in and around different spots, just kind of making it feel like a little bit like they're overgrown glowberries that are going to come in the 1.17 update. I want those rays of light to be poking through the leaves and the branches of this front entrance. Okay. See how it's coming. Okay, this is already looking a little bit more ambient, a little nicer. I think I want to light up that corner there and a little bit more around the back, probably right there as well. And then I want to work on making the front of this cliff face feel a little more conjoined with our swamp vine canopy. Light up this top on both sides. Come back down around. See how we're feeling. Okay, I think all that's left is to do a little bit more in this top middle. And hopefully that'll kind of serve to do a little bit of spawn proofing as well. Might not be perfect, and I know mobs can't really spawn on leaf blocks. They need to be, they need solid blocks in order to spawn in. So there's a degree of spawn proofing already inherent in this build, but you're always better safe than sorry in that regard. Okay, we'll throw one right there. Yeet. And like I'll always tell you guys, you want to make sure that you walk your build, especially if you're doing something that's like a pathway or a tunnel. You just kind of go through it back and forth a few times and just make sure that everything feels natural, that nothing's sticking out. So for me, coming out of the cave, like that sticks out like a sore thumb, and so does that. So I think I'm going to cover those with some more leaf blocks. That could also use a little bit of love. Let's see what we can do about that. Okay, I like that kind of being nestled in there. Come over here, give some love to this side. Nice. This is feeling pretty good. Have us a nap so we can dodge those mobs. Okay, still got to cover that guy up. Whoopsie. Okay, next I think I'm going to start cleaning up the entrance, at least on the ground, up until about where this stone and diorite kind of starts spawning, just to see how our water pathway inward is going to feel. Like, obviously, like, this corner needs a little bit of help, and we'll kind of smooth that out. But I want to see how the water is going to look as you enter the cave. Get us 2 buckets so that we can have some infinite sources. Throw one there. Throw one there. That didn't work out. Throw one in the middle. Still no. Wow. Okay. Gotta love Minecraft's water mechanics. Okay, I'm starting to dig that. We can clean up this stone a little bit. Start adding in some accents with some cobble and some andesite. Definitely don't want coal exposed. It's not the look we're going for, mate. Cover up all that ugly diorite. Everyone's favorite bird poop block. I think we want just a little more extension on this side as well. Now we can start filling it from the bottom with birch. This is kind of our simulated non-growing vine / moss block until we get moss in 1.17 or something similar. To me, it just has the mossiest look of the 2 different leaves that we're using here. Okay, now we're going to come around this back side and start making everything feel a little more conjoined with the cliff face. Just fix this one hang right there. There we go. That one block was really bothering me. I don't know why. Anyway, that's all for this episode of my 1.16 Survival Let's Play. You can see a preview of our next adventure in the clips behind me. If you made it to the end of this video, give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's your support that keeps this content going. I'll see you next time.